Hello everyone and welcome to a review for 20 minutes till dawn. And this review is done after playing this game on and achieving 100% in it. This review will be made in two parts. First is the things that I like, then the things that I dislike, and the general opinion. And with this, for now, the series will end till more achievements or DLC came out. So let's start with the good things. This game, what I liked, even though it's in the genre of Vampire Survivor, but it does manage to do some things different. And one of the things that I like is the character and their skill. Each character has different skills, and those skills are unique. For example, Dasher starts with very low HP, but it transforms every 10 seconds, and it's invulnerable to damage. Luna creates black holes, and Yoki frozen butterflies and things like that. Basically, every character that you choose has a different style of playing, and the attributes, are different. In the idea that the HP varies between them and also the special ability, which is a nice addition. It's not just some stats that are different, like damage or attack speed or things like that, but basically what their specialty is. Um, Also, we have runes here that can completely alter the way the game is played and make some runs better depending on what you want to focus. I like this addition and this feature because it lets me customize how I want to do my run. Do I want to focus on elemental damage? Do I want to focus on a high fire rate, high reload rate kind of build, or purely strength or summoning build? Focus on dodge and things like that. The runes are quite quite good, and you can also deactivate them, which is also nice because if you want to challenge yourself some more, you can try to do darkness 15 runs without having any rune activated, which of course makes the game harder because yeah, the bonuses are not that big, but they can make a difference, like dodge cap plus 3% per rank can make the difference between you dying and you surviving or dodging another hit. The dodge is capped at 70%, so this will raise it to 85%. And yeah, especially the last runes in the sword tree, which is attack and this is defense basically. Cadence or ethereal can make or break runs depending on what you choose. Dedication is not that good in my opinion, but yeah, it's there. Also, there are some runes that are good, some that are bad, but I feel that overall it's a great balance between them, and this is something that I like. The runes are unlocked with souls that you gain by completing successful runs or from playing endless. The easiest is to play endless basically, and you can max out the trees before even starting to play the normal runs. Now, also the music, it's quite good. It's what I like about the music is the fact that it doesn't get annoying over time. It's a nice thing because it's not a lot of diversity in the music. Basically, what the music that you hear here is the only music that this game has, but yeah, it's not let's say annoying, and it doesn't get annoying or doesn't feel repetitive over time. Also regarding the music, it's I like the fact that there are some sound effects when the elite or boss is dying. So even if it dies off screen, you know that it died and you can go search for the drop. Um, Also, another things that I like, it's regarding the weapons. The weapon variety it's quite big, not quite as big as the character variety, but it's close enough. Sorry, and let's take a character and a weapon. And one nice thing about these weapons is that each have different stats like reload time, projectiles, damage that it does, but when you hit level 20 they gain evolution. You can pick between 3 evolution, and those evolutions can change the way you play the game. For example, for the grenade launcher, usually the grenades explosion can hit you and can damage you. But if you manage to hit level 20, you can get an evolution that makes makes you able to fire without the weapon without being afraid of getting hit by the explosion. Because yeah, it makes you immune to them, or can make even more explosion if you play a high dodge build, which is nice. Also, compared with other games, mainly Vampire Survivor, I'm comparing with it, or even Nomad Survival or things like that. It's one of the nice things is the fact that you have limited health, and recovering health is not easy. Basically, this makes for a high, how can I say, high stake game. You can gain some soul hearts but you are limited to 3. With some upgrades, you can get more. You can get Holy Shield that protects you from one hit or things like that. And but mainly, it feels like a bit of higher stake game, because yeah, once you have lost a heart, it's not easy to recover. There are some talents, but of course it's not guaranteed that you will get the talent that will let you recover health quickly. Of course, it's worth noting that if you go to 0 red hearts, you die, and if you remove all your red hearts to various upgrades, you also die. Which is a nice addition. Like, you cannot say, well, I don't care, I like this upgrade, I'm having only 1 max red heart and I will take it because it will boost my damage and I have enough soul heart to tank for a bit, because if you do that, you die. And this makes choosing certain upgrades that lower your max HP more of a higher stake. You cannot just take whatever you want, you also have to be careful about your max HP. Of course, there are ways and talents that allow you to increase it. Also, another thing that I like is the fact that the interface is quite good, and the graphics are cute. I really like the graphics that this game has, and yeah, it's not AAA game, very realistic and things like that, graphics, but for what this game is they are nice graphics, and the difficulty scaling, I feel it's quite okay. it's not too hard. Definitely you have a learning curve, especially when you go higher in the darkness levels, but I guess that everyone can pick this game and master it in no time. Also, one thing that's worth notice is, and that I like, is that the fact that even if you play, for example, an elemental build, there are synergies in other skill trees that are useful. For example, there is assassin tree that makes that the top upgrade, because the upgrades are like Nova Drift. If you know the game, basically you choose one upgrade, then you can get to choose between two additional upgrades. In order to get to the final upgrade, which usually it's a high bonus. High bonus, so to speak. So for the example, I picked rapid fire, I picked light bullets, and now I can pick siege. But even if I pick siege, I can also get the rubber bullet. But if I would have really wanted siege, I need to rush through the tree in order to get it. I cannot get only rapid fire and then go to siege. I have to go through the middle one. And some upgrades, the final upgrades, they can make powerful combos. And like I said, the assassin tree, which I don't have here, can make the enemies, the final upgrades, die when they reach 20% health. And this combined with an upgrade from the soul heart tree that makes enemy lose 80% of their HP, of course excepting bosses. When you lose a soul heart, makes for a nice combo in which if you take soul heart damage, the entire map of enemy clears itself. And there are more examples like that. So there are some trees that work very well in combination with other builds, and I really like this kind of synergy that exists. So it's not like, oh, I'm focusing only on elemental, I have nothing to take from other trees, because in a way every tree can complement itself. Now, these are the things that I enjoy and I like, and now I will go to the things that I don't enjoy that much. And one of the things that you can see is the fact that there is kind of a low variety of enemies. Each map, I picked forest, there are 3 maps, has a few variation of enemies, but I think for each map is like 4 or 5 types of enemies. For example, this map has these floating Cthulhus, these exploding guys. They have some eyes that shoot bullets at you, and some big flying worms. And that's it. 4 types of enemies. And that's all that they have. Also, the elites are the same, no matter what map are you playing on, even if you're playing in the temple, or I guess it was graveyard or things like that. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly the name. You get the same 3 elites. The final boss is changed, but that's it. Only the final boss is changed. Nothing else. The first boss, I mean the final boss, is wrong to say now, because we are at 1.0 release, so there is a final boss which is the same no matter the level. But what is changed is the second boss. the first boss is always the same, the second boss is changed, and the final boss is the same. The elites are all the same, and yeah, this is something that I don't particularly enjoy. I mean, I think that having a more variety of monsters and elites and bosses would be nice, and having like a random chance to get a different one. Some like Potato is doing, in which you can get a random elite from a pool of 8 or 10 or things like that. I think that this would make the game a bit more challenging and a bit more interesting. Also, a variety of enemies that do different things would also be nice, and yeah, but it's still a okay game with all this. What's interesting and what you could see on the screen is the fact, and I forgot to mention that the good things that each character has certain upgrades that they can get while defeating an elite. They can get certain class specific upgrades in which they enhance um, the character's special ability. This character is with fire, and the special upgrades that you get from defeating elites enhances that idea that she is a character, a girl that it's focused on fire. Okay, I will take this one because the boss can one-shot me. So yeah, this is things that I like about difficulties. The fact that yeah, they know how to make the game harder without making it frustrating. So at the final level, the bosses are attacking a bit faster, and also they do double damage. But yeah, these are things that I also like. But yeah, going back to the negatives is the fact that yeah, there is not a lot of variety of bosses. Also, one thing that I feel it's missing is an encyclopedia in the game. In order to be able to see what what each weapon upgrades into. Like you can get free upgrades for each weapon when you hit level 20, but yeah, I feel that an encyclopedia would be nice, so you know what you will get. Even if you, for example, when you select the weapon, if you hover over it to show you, well, let's say at level 20 the shotgun will upgrade into these three things. I don't think it would be hard to add, and that would make you be able to plan your build better. And I don't think it and I say I don't think it's hard to add, because if we look here, we have the synergy tab, in which shows you what synergies you can get. If you get certain upgrades from certain upgrade tree, you get a synergy in which you get some bonuses which have pluses and minuses, and yeah, they help a lot. But yeah, I think it would be nice to also have a tab maybe here for the weapon upgrades, or even in, like I said, hovering over a weapon to show you what you can get at level 20, in order to be able to plan your build around certain things or certain characteristic or evolutions that the weapon is getting. Now, two more things that I don't like, and these are the fact that hitboxes in this game are a bit janky. Basically, what I'm saying is that sometimes going close to an enemy it will hurt you, but sometimes doing the exact same thing won't hurt you. So let's see if I can. Yeah, one time I managed to just go past his head, and another time I take damage. And maybe it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel consistent to me. Maybe it is, and yeah, it's just a feeling, but for me it doesn't feel very consistent, the hitboxes. So sometimes I am, oh no, I won't be able to go through this group of enemies without getting hit, and I manage, and sometimes I'm like, oh well, I will manage to do it, and yeah, I don't. So yeah, that was just to demonstrate the idea. Like I said, of course, this is a subjective opinion, and maybe I'm wrong about it. But for me, this was the main impression, that the hitboxes are okay for the most part, but sometimes they feel very janky. Sometimes you get hit doing one thing, sometimes you don't, and it's not very good for consistency. And also, one other thing that I kind of don't like is the fact that on maximum darkness, darkness 15, some runs, like some character weapon combos, are very luck dependent. Of course, this whole game is kind of luck dependent, in the idea that you have no guarantee that you will get the freeze that you want when you want. But others, let's say, but there is situation in which you pick a weapon and a character, and you really depend on getting very good trees or upgrades in order to be able to have enough damage to get to the final boss, to the first boss, not final boss, and to manage to defeat it. Sometimes you just don't get them, and it's frustrating because you lose not because the lack of skill, but because you don't receive what you need to do. Because yeah, when you play at max difficulty, there are some modifiers that make the game a lot harder. The enemies are faster, they take more shots to kill, the bosses have double health, the elites I think the same, and things like that. And if you don't get what you need, it's very hard to beat the first boss. You can have an okay run till the first boss and manage to just avoid enemies, but when you get to the first boss, you just die. And yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Like, it doesn't allow for a lot of consistency, and of course it shouldn't be that well, all characters and weapon combos should be very good, but at least you should be able, by playing good, to or playing decently enough, to manage to win every run, and not be screwed by the luck factor, the RNG factor. Yeah, this is basically kind of what I don't like about this game. Now, overall, I enjoy playing this game, and yeah, the fact that it doesn't have a very high duration. Like, in total, a run that you win takes about 25 to half an hour. I mean, even less, maybe, if you choose the upgrades very quickly when you have to choose, and you don't stay to think too much. you can maybe do a run in 23 to 25 minutes. If not, it's on average half an hour, which is not long. So if you don't have a lot of time, it's a game that you can easily just jump in, play around, and then go about your day. Or if you have a very busy schedule and you want to just relax for half an hour and you enjoy playing games, it's a game that you can achieve something in half an hour, which is nice. And yeah, overall I would recommend it. And regarding so to speak, the um, 100% how hard it was, for people who want to 100% games, I can also recommend this game. It's not hard to 100%. I mean, if you pick your character and weapons combos well, you don't have a problem winning almost every run. And so it's quite easy. Of course, there are some achievements that have you play in a particular mode, but even those achievements are not very hard to do because you can do on the easiest level and it still counts. So overall, I like this game. I would like if it would had a bit more quality of life improvements, like I said, with the weapon upgrades, encyclopedia, so you know what you will get, with more variety of enemies and bosses and things like that. But yeah, this can be added further down the line. But even without all those things, this is a really well-made game, and a game that I enjoyed playing quite a lot, and I enjoy getting to 100% in all achievements. So that's my review of the game, and yeah, I hope you find it useful. And yeah, you are free to leave your opinion on the game. And if you agree or don't agree with what I said, you are welcome to do so in the comments section below. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that, and I wish you a very good and blessed day. That's it for now. Cobalt Oxide out.